of the Honorable Datuk Sri Ahmad Husni Muhammad Hanazlah, Minister of Finance too, accompanied by distinguished guests. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wa bihi nasta'in ala umuri dunya waddin wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahil amin wa ala alihi wa ashabi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Amma ba'd. The Honorable Datuk Sri Ahmad Husni Muhammad Hanazlah, Minister of Finance too, Datuk Basaruddin Sadali, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Domestic Trade, Cooperative and Consumerism, Datuk Mat Nur Nawi, Chairman of Bank Rakyat, Encik Khairuddin Arshad, Chief Risk Officer representing the Managing Director of Bank Rakyat, Tun, Tan Sri, Datuk Sri, Datuk, Syariah Scholars, academia, practitioners, media partners, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On behalf of the organizer, I have the pleasure of welcoming you to Bank Rakyat International Islamic Banking Conference 2014. For information, this is the first time ever a Malaysian bank is sponsoring and organizing an international intellectual conference. To begin the morning session, I would like to call upon the choir Rakyat Harmony led by Puan Lilis Shafuza to lead the singing of the national anthem and the official song of Bank Rakyat, Maju Bersama Bank Rakyat. Before we begin, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to stand.
Pada tumpahnya darah Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to all. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Ahmad Husni Muhammad Hanazlah, Minister of Finance too. Yang berbahagia Datuk Basaruddin, Deputy Secretary General, Ministry of Domestic Trade, Consumerism and Cooperative. Yang berbahagia Encik Khairuddin, Chief Risk Officer of Bank Rakyat. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ashraf Mat Hashim, Chief Executive Officer, International Sharia Research Academy for Islamic Finance. Members of Board of Bank Rakyat, members of Sharia Bank Rakyat, and senior management team of Bank Rakyat. Distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, in the name of Allah, the most benevolent and the most merciful, we are grateful for enabling us to be here at the International Islamic Banking Conference 2014. This conference is timely and appropriate in view of the growing importance of Islamic finance in Malaysia and in the international arena. The conference, jointly organized by Bank Rakyat and International Sharia Research Academy for Islamic Finance, ISRA, is also held in conjunction with the celebration of the 60th anniversary of Bank Rakyat this year, 2014. In the domestic capital market, Sharia compliant securities represent 73% of total listed securities on Bursa Malaysia, while Islamic banking assets accounted for Ringgit Malaysia 581 billion or 25% of total assets of the banking system as at end July 2014. Importantly, we have a vibrant Islamic banking and takaful industry operating in parallel with conventional banking and insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, on the global front, Islamic finance has grown significantly to become an integral component of the global finance landscape. Total global financial assets of the Islamic financial industry are currently estimated at over USD 2 trillion. The increasing internalization of Islamic finance has led to its expansion beyond Muslim countries to establish financial centers such as in London, Singapore, and Hong Kong. There is huge potential to grow Islamic finance following the global financial crisis in 2008 due to excessive risk-taking. The inherent strengths of Islamic finance make it a viable alternative to conventional finance. This includes the tenet of requiring Islamic financial transactions to be supported by genuine productive economic activity, while the concept of profit or risk sharing strengthens due diligence and accountability of Islamic financial institutions to ensure profits are commensurate with the risk. Notwithstanding the remarkable growth and development of Islamic finance, there remain challenges that must continue to be addressed vigorously. These include the lack of skill and professional human capital in Islamic finance, the challenge of providing universally accepted products and services due to differences in Sharia interpretations, the need to strengthen prudential standards, lack of short-term Sharia-compliant instruments to address liquidity in cross-border transactions, and the need to strengthen financial stability of Islamic finance. I believe that today's conference is the right platform for the participants to address the issues and challenges facing the Islamic finance industry, as well as come up with the innovative ideas and solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, let us move back to Bank Rakyat. The growth of Bank Rakyat is indeed remarkable. It started as a modest cooperative entity in 1954 with the noble intention of helping farmers to break away from the shackles of poverty and the difficult credit system then. Today, Bank Rakyat has become the largest Islamic cooperative bank in Malaysia and is the second largest Islamic financial institution in the country with Sharia-compliant assets of over Ringgit Malaysia 82 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, as a key player and among the early adopters of Islamic banking in this country, the board and management believe that it is our corporate responsibility to further advance Islamic banking by organizing this conference. Once again, I would like to thank ISRA for partnering Bank Rakyat to host this conference, as well as all those who have helped in organizing this conference. It is also Bank Rakyat's hope that initiatives such as today's international conference will contribute to highlighting Malaysia as a prominent global Islamic financial center. I wish you all a fruitful discussion and conference. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in. Wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Yang Baginda Datuk Makno Nawi Chairman of Bank Rakyat, Yang Baginda Datuk Basaruddin Sadali, strange name, Deputy Secretary General KBDNKK, Encik Mat Khairuddin Haji Arsyad, Chief Risk Officer, members of the board, Bank Rakyat, members of Syariah Bank Rakyat, management team, distinguished bankers, industry experts and delegates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Malaysia's success in the development expansion of Islamic finance is undisputed. We are proud to have been a pioneer in many areas of Islamic finance. Our efforts have been recognized internationally, with other countries emulating us. For example, at the recent APEC Finance Ministers meeting, I met with my counterpart from Hong Kong. He spoke with enthusiasm of Hong Kong's success for its inaugural Sukuk in September of this year. That was oversubscribed by 3.7 times. Its success was in part paved by Malaysia's endless promotion of Islamic finance. And he informed me that Sukuk will have a great future because it's based on underlying assets. So this coming from Hong Kong, not from Malaysia or other Islamic countries. We're proud of that. We created an enabling environment for Islamic finance to grow and prosper. This we did by introducing supportive legislation, guidelines, and most critically, having three important agencies: the Ministry of Finance, Bank Negara Malaysia, and the Securities Commission that had, and I must say, still has the zeal and enthusiasm to position Islamic finance as a unique value proposition for our financial services industry. We continue to promote Islamic finance at the international stage as a viable and attractive complement to conventional finance. Imagine the growth of Islamic finance all over the world, and remember that it was at the 6th century that Islam was born. For instance, continuing our efforts in strengthening Islamic financial market, the government will introduce new Sharia-compliant investment product called the Investment Account Platform, IAP, as announced in Budget 2015. The IAP will be a platform to attract institutional individuals to invest and promote the SME. Other initiatives in Budget 2015 includes listing and trading of Malaysian government securities and government investment issues in exchange-traded bond and sukuk to boost domestic sukuk and bond issuance and trading, an extension of deduction for expenses incurred in issuance of sukuk based on ijara and wakala principles until year of assessment 2018. Of course, such level of enthusiasm will have not come to any fruition if the financial services industry and the market themselves had not come to the fore. If you not come to the fore, taking on the challenge that the government put forth more than 2 decades ago. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the high-income economy, it becomes increasingly important that we strive to adopt global standards and best practices in the management and governance of our institutions. In this respect, I wish to refer to a recent study by Georgetown University professor who claimed that Islamic values are more widely practiced in non-Islamic countries than in Islamic countries. In the top 10 were Ireland, Denmark, Luxembourg, and New Zealand, all high-income developed economies. Malaysia was the highest-ranked Muslim majority country at number 33. These Islamic values are universal. That's what referred by the Georgetown University. Values such as integrity, accountability, transparency, equality, fairness, and justice, as well as care for the environment and social welfare, are values that are appreciated, embraced by all civilizations. As we progress into high-income economy, we must be mindful that the effective determinant of a high-income economy does not merely rest on the value of our gross domestic product. It would be wise for us to understand these Islamic values and see how we can apply these values into the fabric of our nation to embrace higher standards in everything we do and how we manage our economy and our country. Islam requires us to practice Iqan. Iqan can be best described as the effort to achieve for perfection. This would mean that we must always strive for the most optimum and highest possible standards in all that we do with the resources that are made available to us, with the akal, our intellect, which has been created, which has been given to us by our Creator. Based on the concept of Iqan, we cannot accept mediocrity, nor are we allowed to be complacent As a high-income country, we will progress materially, with average incomes increasingly steadily in the years to come, but we need to strive to ensure that the Islamic values which I've earlier listed are made more profound. Many have asked me, what are the benefits of having high income status? And this is my best answer, by adopting the concept of ikon. By adopting universal accepted standards across all spheres of public life, we will improve the quality of all Malaysians, not only in material terms, with all the conveniences of an advanced economy, but the prevalence of higher standards of equality, access to economic opportunities and social mobility, without neglecting care for the underprivileged, the old, and the infant. Yes, our country practices the market enterprise capitalist system, but we are aware that Islamic view economic transactions quite differently from classical Western economies. The latter is only considered successful if the maximum profit is obtained at the least possible cost, while in Islam, an economic transaction must be made with fairness and consideration of all stakeholders. If an economic transaction degrades the environment, if it places members of the community in danger, the transaction may cease to be halal. All these considerations may not be applicable in a developing country, and the policy and decision makers of the developing country may be lifted from the said obligations, as circumstances were not permissible, cost prohibitive. However, such an argument for a high-income economy can be thin. Malaysia needs to adopt ikon as a modus operandi across all spheres of national life in policy and execution. It is a country that assimilates Islamic values that are universally accepted, with values such as integrity, transparency, accountability, fairness, and equality applied for the benefit of all its citizens. I'm the first to admit that yes, as a nation, we are a work in progress. We are, by many standards, a young nation. But youth is no longer the luxury that it once was. If it took England 100 years to become an industrialized nation, it took us 20. The cycle obviously is shorter now. Ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you will sow more seeds within these 2 days of this conference. While the present government is putting in place a number of foundational structures, I do believe we have yet to have a definitive model for Malaysia as a developed country in terms of politics, economy, law, and social. If we are to truly test ourselves and definitely depart from the established models prevalent in the West, models that essentially based on Greco-Judeo-Christian values, the next decade would be an opportunity for us to demonstrate the viability of a truly 21st century model of a high-income nation based on universal Islamic values and inshallah serving as beacon of example across the 7 seas. This we will leave to the next generation, our children and grandchildren, to continue with the growth. On that optimistic role, I thank you for generous attention, and I may say that I've got to leave this conference. I've got lots of work to do. I believe that there'll be hundreds of documents that I've got to sign because I've been a week away. That is what the second Finance Minister's life is. Signing. So I thank you, Bank Rakyat, and wishing all of you the best, inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now taking this opportunity to officially launch the book entitled Islamic Legal Maxims and Their Application in Islamic Finance. Hence, I would like to invite all distinguished guests to join the Honorable Minister to launch the book. For your information, this book is the outcome of a synergistic collaboration between ISRA and one of the leading bank in Malaysia, Bank Rakyat. This book is expected to be used as a textbook in the field of Islamic finance worldwide.
And this book is a must-have book for practitioners, for Sharia advisors, for students, lecturers that is teaching Islamic finance in anywhere in Malaysia as well as outside Malaysia. At the moment, the content of this book, it consists of 40 legal maxims, and all these legal maxims are related to Islamic finance. The beauty about this book is that it does not only explain about the meaning of the legal maxims, but it also provides the basis for each and every legal maxim that is being discussed in this book. And on top of that, it also gives the Sharia basis. And the most important thing is the examples that are given in this book are all related to the different aspects of Islamic finance, be it banking, capital market, takaful, as well as many other areas. So that is the reason why this book is widely being used at the moment by the universities for them to teach the subject of Islamic legal maxim, particularly that is related to Islamic finance.
Thank you, the Honorable Datuk Sri and all the distinguished guests. May I invite Datuk Sri to stand in the middle of the stage. And now, I would like to invite Datuk Mak Nur Nawi to deliver a token of appreciation to the Honorable Datuk Sri Ahmad Husni Muhammad Hanazala. Okay, thank you very much to all distinguished guests. May I now invite the Board of Directors, the Sharia Committee, and the management of Bank Rakyat to be on stage for the photography session.
The country now is the global economic growth. That is, yeah, the economic growth, kan?
Jalan.
Okay.
Pick the mic.
Okay, right.
Global economic growth it shows a bit fragile compared to earlier punya projections, particularly with the EU. So that's the reason why we discussed at APEC how APEC should be playing its role to provide the leadership, because in every crisis, country or people they want a strong leadership. So actually APEC can be part of it. We must not only look at APEC per se, but we must look at APEC's role towards enhancing the economic growth of the world. So with regards to our country, we have to prepare for that. Prepare in the sense that we must strengthen our domestic economic strength. That means we must continue our effort in attracting foreign investment. As you know, the economic transformation program has been very successful. We have managed to change from government investment to private investment playing that key role. That we must continue, because we cannot afford like some other countries. They have high unemployment. As a result, the circulation of revenue becoming low, and then consumption, private consumption becoming very low. We cannot afford that. That means the focus now must be on strengthening the domestic economy. In other words, all sectors and subsectors of our economy must continue to push it higher. And then with regards to government expenditure, the budget now is being debated in Parliament, and I believe be approved. We must make sure all ministries, all that involved in the implementation, must make sure 100% efficiency under this period. Not only under this period, but also in the future. We have introduced concept of value for money, outcome-based budget. It will be meaningless if they do not really use their strength and use their ability to ensure 100% efficiency. We haven't received. I believe it's positive. Okay. So we discuss that later. Yeah.
Okay. Fuel subsidy.
Yeah.
How will it work? Will you issue new cards or to the
Yeah.
my card?
Dia sekarang ni, with regards to the subsidy rationalisation kan, the process of implementing is on the way. That is under KP and KK. But the most important is the concept. The concept basically, we are looking at 2 tiers, 3 tiers. One tier is the individual or household that must be supported with 100% subsidy. The second tier will be the one that we must assist them, but with lower subsidy. And the third will be open lah. So there will be 3 tiers. Yeah? Those income below a certain amount will get 100%. From that low income to middle income, we get less of subsidy, and then the group will not get any. No, we just. I don't think it's fair for me to. But yeah, roughly we are looking at those below of 5,000 ringgit per month. It's not household. It's based on individual salary. They will get full amount. Above that, up to a certain amount, we are looking at say about 10,000. They will get not full amount, and then above that, they will not get, because it's only fair. It's not, when we talk about BRIM, we're talking about household income, isn't it? It's not household income. It is individual salary. No. It is based on the card is registered under who. Yeah.
And those yang individual workers like kerja pasar malam ke tu, how do you know dia punya income?
No, dia lah kita will get. No, what happen now? Kita ada housing loan. Kita ada special punya body. Look at me.
Ya.
we have special body, yang apa dia panggil apa tu kan? Verify, yeah, to verify. So we will use that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So basically, right now that particular project is being spearheaded by 4 banks, and Bank Negara has called financial institutions, Islamic financial institutions, in relation to what is IB, which is basically a web-based platform to promote the investment account transactions. So they have shared with us, and right now they are looking at the mechanism in terms of how it is going to be operationalized. And the Islamic financial institution right now is making an assessment in terms of whether are they going to participate in that particular platform. So that's the current status on the IEP. So for Bank Rakyat, we are also assessing whether are we going to participate as stakeholders, and as well as in terms of how, from our perspective, our efforts in promoting the investment account.
But you mentioned that the Bank Rakyat is actually the second largest Islamic bank in Malaysia in terms of assets. So among the 4 banks, you mentioned spearheaded, the IB spearheaded by 4 banks. Bank Rakyat one of them?
No,
How come?
they are, because even though we are the biggest, but we are being regulated under Development Financial Institution Act. As against to those 4 banks, they are all under IFSA, Islamic Financial Services Act. So probably that's the reason why Bank Negara called us to look at in terms of the mechanisms as well as how it's going to be operated.
No, the figure I quoted in my opening remark, 82, that was for 2013. So for this year, up to September, it's already 86, cumulative 86B. So maybe towards the end of the year, I will be very happy if we can reach 90B, for example.
I think in terms of the assets, the main driver remain the same because we are a retail bank. So it will be coming from the retail part, which basically our personal financing and Manzili as well as car. So that will be our main contributor from the asset side. Our pawnbroking is one of our business, but it is growing. But compared to our total asset, it still constitute quite a small component. But in terms of the growth of the Arano business is basically 10%. 10%.
From total assets.
No. In terms of the growth, but in terms of the component, is still very small. Okay, so right now, the whole franchise arrangement is being undertaken by our subsidiary, Rakyat Management Services. So that is our strategy in terms of looking at from our own outlets as against to the franchisee outlets. Okay, so we have a brand. Pawnbroking, we have a brand, the Arano brand. So you can see around Malaysia, if you see the Arano brand, it's either our outlet or our franchisee.
When can we expect the first franchise?
No, right now it's already being opened that way.
Franchise.
Yes, our franchisor, the Rakyat Management Services, is the franchisor, which is a subsidiary of Bank Rakyat, and the franchisee is basically all the outlets using the name of Arano.
Okay, it's already there.
If I may add, we have about 50 franchisees. We had started the franchise business about 4 years ago, and most of our franchisees are cooperative. Basically, it's our mandated role to help out on the franchisees, help on the cooperative. So it's not for the general public, our franchise.
With the OPR increase recently, Bank Rakyat sent any notice to your borrowers that your BFR is
Basically, when the OPR went up here recently, we actually revised our baseline rate, and actually we announced it, and actually we also inform our customer that some of our products are also goes up together as the OPR went up. So probably our cost will be slightly higher than as far as beginning of the year is concerned.
So will you have products that enable consumers to really hedge their long-term positions?
So basically, at the moment we are selling product which is floating rate. So naturally, if the cost goes up, the rate will change, and we need to inform our customer such things happen. So at the moment we don't have any problem in increasing our rate as the product is.
Yeah, the consumer will have a problem. Most of the complaints that they like to have a fixed rate all the way from the Islamic side. So will you consider to create such products?
At the moment we have both products, but we are basically promoting a fixed, the floating rate product. So if the customer would like to have a flat rate product, that product is slightly a bit expensive due to the fact that the cost might go up in the near future. So we had priced it that manner. So at the moment, like I was saying, we are actually selling floating rate, more floating rate. The rates are a bit more reasonable, floating rates. So we don't expect the OPR to go up many times in the next few months. So probably another OPR hike, maybe beginning of next year.
So what advice would you like to give to public?
I think it depends on individuals. Some individuals basically wanted to ensure that they enjoy during the OPR increase or OPR going down. So they will be enjoying both. Sometimes low rate, some high rate. Those who are probably preferring fixed in nature. So that most of the time the bank will be pricing higher, because that will be what we call an average rate for the next, let's say, 10 years. And we know what will be that particular rate, basically, except for if there is a situation where all of a sudden it is going beyond norms. But that will be the range where the fixed will be commanding a higher rate. So it depends on the individuals. I wouldn't say that both are only available in the bank. So it depends on the bank and on the customer, what will be their preference.
Is there any other questions?
Yeah, just just to digress a bit back to the NPI, right? Because 2012 is 2.52, and then 2013 is 2.22, which was a quite reduction. Then 2013 to 2014 is not much, in fact, it's slightly higher. So does that worry you?
The MPR? 2012 2.52, 2013 2.2, okay. Up to June this year is about 2.2 or so. Yeah. So we expect this MPR to be better and better, because definitely it's going to be better and better with more monitoring and a better system. I think it's going to be decreased. It's also 2.2. Yeah. I just want to share you one good news with regard to Bank Rakyat, and I hope this is to be embargoed until 8 p.m. tonight. Tonight, during dinner in Dubai, Bank Rakyat is receiving a Global Islamic Finance Award for the Best Islamic Bank 2014.